Hi, beautifuls. Welcome. Just going to grab my water. Okay, so I'm sorry, I don't actually think that I posted this time in the group, did I? I do apologize for that. Okay. I think I put it on the transcendence. I just can't remember now. So that's silly of me. Because this is a really important power reclaiming ceremony that I can feel its power. I know it's like 2 a.m. for some of you on the other side of the world, so you'll catch the replay. The technical time of the actual eclipse isn't for another, what are we now, 7? About another 6 or 7 hours from now anyway. So even if you're catching the replay, you're probably going to be watching it right as the actual, the actual peak is happening, because it's 7 p.m. my time now. But the actual peak of it, let me just grab got it here in my... It's like 4:49 a.m. I mean, like, who knows the actual time, but you get it. So 4:49 a.m. my time. So 5. So yeah, literally like 11 hours from now. So if you're watching the replay, probably right on point with it. And this total solar eclipse new moon ceremony feels like a reclamation of power. When we think back to before I was starting this ceremony, like as I was getting ready, I felt so much grief. I haven't wanted to cry for a long time for some reason, just haven't felt like, But the feeling was like this reclamation of power. And if we think back to the March eclipse, I think it was the 6th of March or something like that, that first week of March, that's almost like when the black line started. You know how we talked about 2024 being the black line, and it's like that's when it felt like it really started for a lot of people, and people just gone whoop. And even from October last year, which now it's October, and it just feels like this reclamation of power and coming back into who you really are. So today's journey is, I know we've got the crystalline manifestation tree of light in transcendence this coming week. However, we are going to visit the crystalline tree of light today to really reclaim and heal. And of course, you can manifest as well, but I feel like it's taking us somewhere else when we go back there. So yeah, you're alive, Terry. Because it just feels like it's a big... that there's something about reclamation of power I've pulled out Sacred Contracts. I haven't turned the camera around, but this is Sacred Contracts by Carolyn Mace. I've got A Course in Miracles. And then we've also got Dreams of Gaia and the Animal Magic. It just feels like there's a lot of deep grounded, like I can't describe the feeling of this ceremony. It feels like it's such a deep, like you've come back from, you've been released from prison, you've been released from the dungeons, the black line is over. However, there might be a fuck ton of grief that you're experiencing right now, like a bucket load of grief that you're experiencing right now, like a huge ton of grief that you're experiencing right now. It might be huge. And I want to say, can you let the purge happen? Can you let the grief flow? Can you let the pain go? Can you reclaim your power and allow it so? This ceremony is really taking you into a reclamation of your whole self. And when we reclaim parts of ourselves that we've lost, that have been stolen from us, where we've been the scapegoat, where people have blamed us for shit that we didn't fucking do and we copped it, and we've tried to do whatever we're here to do, and we've been blocked and shut out and shut down and pushed aside and stopped. And that stops here on this eclipse, on this ceremony, on this rite of passage, on this doorway. That fucking stops here. No more will you be pushed aside, will you be stopped, will you be blocked, because your power is coming back. You're reclaiming all parts of yourself. No more will anyone hold power over you in this life, in that dimension, in that lifetime, in that parallel universe. Fucking no. You are being pulled back to now. You are being pulled back home. You are coming back to the fullness of who you are. No more split dimension timeline, playing in all dimensions at once. No, we need you here, you're needed here, and you need you here. All of you, this is what this ceremony is about. So we shall begin. I just want to open these Sacred Contracts just to see this. It's interesting that these Sacred Contracts comes out. It's a really interesting book. I've not read it start to finish yet. Okay, soul retrieval. So interesting. Soul retrieval. I am open to guidance about how to call back my spirit from name the relationship or experience. Spiritual fears. I'm open to insight into why I fear intimacy with God, or whatever you named for the divine. Fear of surrender. I'm open to insight into why I am unable to surrender my willpower in identify the circumstance. So letting go control and letting go letting God. Spiritual guidance. I am open to any guidance what I should focus on today. Dreams. I am open to any insight into interpreting a specific dream. Intuition. I am open to guidance on interpreting my intuitive hit regarding, name the experience. Childhood. I'm open to any insights into my feelings of identify your feelings with a certain situation or a person. Pride. Why is pride preventing me from forgiving, accepting, loving? And pride can be like a shield mechanism as well. I don't know why I just opened to that. It's kind of cool. I'm releasing a relationship, but I just feel like that's for everything. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Like questions. Okay. Soul retrieval, the first one. Soul retrieval, spiritual fears, fear of surrender, spiritual guidance, dreams, intuition, childhood, pride. So amazing. Okay. All right, so we're going to dive in, but I just want to open up A Course in Miracles as well, because it's so interesting. We're going back to the ends here, ends of the books. Lesson 165. Let not my mind deny the thought of God. What makes this world seem real? Accept your own denial of the truth that lies beyond? What but your thoughts of misery and death obscure the perfect happiness and the eternal life your Father wills for you? Okay, there's something really important coming through here. I saw something today, it was like a reel or a meme or something, and it was like the guy was like yelling at this guy who was like sick in a hospital or something. Not yelling, but kind of. And he's like, what, don't you have anything to live for? This is life. We've got life to live for. And I want to say sometimes life doesn't feel like it's worth living for. When we lose purpose, we lose the will to live. And when we lose purpose and we lose the will to live, the only thing that will pull you back is love. You can love yourself all you want, but when you don't have the anchor of love for self, for life, for purpose, and when we have been like pulled from purpose or in the black line, or something has changed and shifted in the life direction, or you've been blocked or stopped, or you've initiated the change, there is a massive recalibration going on. You always hear me talk about you're not lost, you're recalibrating. And sometimes we can get so lost recalibrating that we've even lost our anchor and our will to live. The thought that God created you, it left you not, nor have you ever been apart from it in an instant. It belongs to you. By it, you live. It is the source of life, holding you one with it. And everything is one with you because it left you not. And this is like where I say, like, you're never actually disconnected. You're never actually lost. Just your conscious awareness of your direction, just your conscious awareness of your connection has gone unconscious. We usually go unconscious when we've gone off path. Now, maybe it was the path, but we missed the cue of like, oh, we need to change path. We need to change timeline. We need to go in this direction. We need to actually amplify this direction. And I missed the cue. And so we go unconscious. It's a bit like when we're in a relationship and the relationship is, what is it? Like the relationship, you know, like we miss the cue of like, I'm meant to leave the relationship then. So we go unconscious, like, and that gets worse and worse and worse, right? And so it's kind of like this thing, like it is your source of life, holding you one with it. Of Course in Miracles, it belongs to you. By it, you live. It is your source of life, holding you one with it. And everything is one with you because it left you not. And this is like, so I'll just read this bit. The thought of God protects you, cares for you, makes you soft, makes soft your resting place and smooth your way, lighting your mind with happiness and love. Eternity and everlasting life shine in your mind because the thought of God has left you not and still abides with you. And this is where I feel this ceremony today is really around the reclamation of your power. There is somewhere along the line where you gave your power away. There's somewhere along the line where you lost yourself because your power was taken away from you, but you, I want to say, gave it away to an extent that you didn't trust your intuition to whatever level. And so it sent you into the unconsciousness because you gave your power away. The minute you give your power away, the minute you not only lose power, you lose consciousness of your direction and who you are. You lose yourself and you lose your conscious awareness of the connection to your creator, of the one that connects you all, of your power. It's not just your power source, it's your conscious awareness, it's your direction, it's your lifeline, it's your compass, it's your ship that you're steering your life with. And the minute you gave that away to something else outside of you, to someone else, to the people, to the clients, to the mentors, to the family, to the relationship, to the children, to the whatever the fuck it is, you let someone else take the reins, and so you lost yourself. Today we are reclaiming that. The reconnection and reclamation of your soul and all the pieces and parts of you can cause a lot of grief as you come back to you, as you re-find you, and it's almost like the grief of home of you. So this, for some reason, this particular ceremony, as I said before, is really connected to March. eclipse, okay, the first week of March, and then we sort of went unconscious, the black line in a way. I want you to remember what was going on back in March for you, even January, February, March, the start of this year, and where you gave your power away. Where did you give your power away? Where was the point where you gave your power away? Now, on a bigger astrological level, there was somewhere along the lines where these eclipses are really reconnected back to 2005, 2006, the 20-year mark. So also remember where you were, what was going on, roughly around those years, to that 20 years ago. It's going to help you anchor into this reclamation of soul, into this reclamation of power, into this reclamation of who you are. And this ceremony, as you reclaim these parts of your soul, as you reclaim your power, as you bring this back to you, what this is doing is calling you back to you, is pulling you back to you, but is grounding you. As you recall and reclaim all these parts of you, all these pieces of you, all this power and these power leakages that you've been giving away to all these people, all these persons, all these things, okay? And getting the message, there was something that you made do with. There is something that you made do with. There's something that you make do with. And it's actually not in alignment for you to make do with. There is something that is going to ground you, that's relational to the 20-year mark, and also back in March. And I'm also hearing like 2015, 2016 as well, okay? So there's something that's calling you back to these time points to pull back in of who you are. They were big life change points, but you've always been going in a particular direction. And now it's like the realignment of the true correction of the direction to fully embody your purpose, your path, what you're here for, and what you're doing. The next 6 months leading into our next eclipse is going to really, like this 6-month portal, right, is really going to anchor in this direction. Now, this could be a grieving cocoon for you. It could be a go time cocoon for you, but regardless, it's a full true alignment of the actual direction, like the full true embodiment of where you're meant to be. Always remember, when we're not sure where we're meant to be, it's because the clarity is not here yet to show you where you're meant to be. And so in that, you are being reminded that this is the path right now, right here. You are not meant to be anywhere else but here, right now, on this path, in this moment, quote unquote, until you receive the direction of where you're meant to be, of where you're meant to go. Okay. Going to actual proper start ceremony now. Who would deny his safety? God, universe, divine. Who would deny his safety and his peace, his joy, his healing, and his peace of mind, his quiet rest, his calm awakening, if he but recognize where they abide? Would he not instantly prepare to go where they are found, abandoning all else as worthless in comparison with them? And having found them, would he not make sure to stay with them and he remain with them? Deny not heaven, it is yours today, but for the asking, nor need you perceive how great the gift, how changed your mind will be before it comes to you. Ask to receive and it is given to you. Conviction lies within it. Till you welcome it as yours, uncertainty remains, yet God is fair. Sureness is not required to receive what only your acceptance can bestow. So as you reclaim parts of your soul, as you reclaim your power, as you come back to who you are, you reconnect to the truth, to God, to source, to all of your soul, and ask to receive more of his love. Ask to receive more asked to open. Interesting, when I opened this to this page, right? Soul retrieval. I am open to the guidance about how to call back my spirit from, name the relationship experience. I am open, spiritual fears. I'm open to insight to why I fear intimacy with God, the divine. Why did I pull away from God? Why did I give my power away to anyone else in the physical world or anything else in the physical world but the divine, but God? I am open to insight to why I'm unable to surrender my willpower in letting go of what I thought I was meant to do or be with or who or whatever. I'm open to any guidance that I should focus on today. I'm open to insight into interpreting a specific dream. I'm open to guidance on interpreting my intuitive hit regarding. I am open to insights into my feelings of, identify your feelings or the person. Why is my pride preventing me from forgiving, accepting, and loving? And I want to say open to receiving all of the divine, all of God, all of the pieces of the miracles that are bestowed upon me as I open my heart to receive more love, more guidance, more direction, more alignment, more asking. Ask with desire. You need not be sure that you request the only thing you want, but when you have received, you will be sure that you have the treasure you have always sought. What would you then exchange for it? What would you induce it now to let that fade away from your ecstatic vision? And I want to ask you, I want to say to you, ask to receive your soul back. Ask to receive you back. Ask to receive your power back, because you gave it away, because you deemed them more worthy than you. You put them on a pedestal. You gave it all to them to meet some unmet childhood wounding, for example, right? And now I want to say to you, ask to receive you back. Ask to receive your soul back. Yes, we're calling it back. Yes, you're taking it back. But I want to say to you, ask for it to come back. Ask for you to come back to you. You missed you. You is the one you're looking for, because in you is the reconnection to God, to soul, to divine, to source. It's not out there, it's you. You are God. God is you. You are the divine of you. What would induce you now to let it fade away from your ecstatic vision? For this sight proves that you have exchanged your blindness for the seeing eyes of Christ. Your mind has come to lay aside denial and accept the thought of God as your inheritance. Open to receive God, open to receive the divine. Now is all doubting past, the journey's end made certain, and salvation given to you. Now is Christ's power in your mind to heal as you were healed. For now you are among the saviors of the world. Your destiny lies there and nowhere else. Would God consent to let his son remain forever starved by his denial of the nourishment he needs to live? This is talking about the will to live before. Abundance dwells in him, and deprivation cannot cut him off from God's sustaining love and from his home. What did I then also talk about? I was sharing with you that you have only become unconscious you've only become unconscious of the connection. You've only become unconscious of your abundance. You've only become unconscious of your love. You've only become unconscious of your power. It has always been there. It is still there and always will be there. Abundance dwells in him, and deprivation cannot cut him off from God's sustaining love and from his home. Practice today in hope, for hope is indeed justified. Your doubts are meaningless, for God is certain, and the thought of him is never absent. Sureness must abide within you who are host to him. This course removes all doubts which you have interposed between him and your certainty of him. The only thing that gives your power away is you believing that you gave your power away. Is you believing that they were deemed more worthy than you. is that you believe that you were not worthy of receiving the full divine inheritance, which that is of your divine trust of self, of your path, of your purpose, as you are. Not needing to prove, not needing to do, not needing to do anything but be who you are. We count on God and not upon ourselves to give us certainty. And in his name we practice his word directs we do. His sureness lies beyond our every doubt. His love remains beyond every fear, and the thought of him is still beyond all dreams and in our minds according to his will. I am entrusted with the gifts of God. All things are given to you. God's trust in you is limitless. Is limitless. Going to officially start our ceremony. That was really huge. That needed to come through as we set the tone for our beautiful new moon total solar eclipse ceremony that is reclaiming your power, closing off and finishing the black line from March this year, from 2015, 2016, from 2005, 2006. Let's begin. This is a powerhouse, this one. Hi, everybody who's joined us here. It was a bit of a channeling flow, so we can start here. Destiny, Terry, Raisa, hello. Okay. So finding a comfortable position. Allowing yourself to receive you, to reclaim you, all parts of you, all memories of you, as you allow yourself to breathe deeply in and deeply out. As we truly arrive for our new moon total solar eclipse. Grandmother moon, we call to you. Grandmother moon, we bow to you. The sun, the moon, the earth, the heavens above, the earth beneath our feet, the dimensional realms and places we can't even conceive. It all exists, it all is alive, and in our connection to it all we thrive. The spiral up, it has begun, as we open our circle and we have some fun. As we all arrive one by one, joining in our sacred ceremony. As I call in the direction to the north, the guardians to the north, opening the portal to the north, the portal to the south, the guardians to the south, opening the portal to the south, the guardians to the east, the direction to the east, opening the portal to the east, the guardians to the west, the direction to the west, opening the portal to the west, the guardians above, the direction above, opening the portal to the above. The direction below, the guardians below, opening the portal below. North, south, east, west, the above and the below. creating our beautiful diamond, our force field shield diamand, our protection holding us in our space, and also our transporter ship arriving, traveling, all here in ceremony in this beautiful total solar eclipse. There is something powerful about this eclipse. It is a brand new cycle. It is the end of a 20-year cycle, the beginning of a brand new cycle, the end of a 10-year cycle, and the beginning of a brand new 10-year cycle. Eclipses are heavy, powerful, usually filled with a lot of darkness. And even if you're feeling a lot of grief over this eclipse portal, there is something very unique about this particular eclipse. Because on this planet, in this realm, the darkness has lost its grip, and the dawning of a new era of consciousness and light has begun. There is a new energy here, and it is absolutely fucking powerful. And I want you to tap into that power now. This is a reflection of your own internal power, because not only has the darkness lost its grip on our realm, but you are reclaiming these parts of you because of that. And also, no one can ever have power over you again. You have transformed darkness to light. You are here to bring balance and might. You are a powerhouse portal that is here to lead the lost and forsaken home. You have an important mission to share consciousness and messages and healing, and you have a duty of responsibility to step into your power and your purpose now. This portal in time, this eclipse, is the dawning of a new era of light. Not just a light and coming out of the darkness like we have, but there is a balance. There is a balance that you hold of the realms. You are a keeper of the realms. You are a portal to the realms. You are a gatekeeper and a doorway to the physical realm, to the spiritual realm. And you hold an important mission to translate particular codes and messages for humanity to evolve and ascend to the next level of where you have come from, where we are going as a collective, as humanity, and where this light is showing us the pathway to this new era of light. The darkness has lost its grip. The repair has been done. And even though there is still a lot of destruction, there is ushering in this new wave of consciousness that you have a divine responsibility to humanity, to uphold your contract that you agreed to lead at this time. You notice where we are. You notice where we are. Our beautiful diamonds, our internal compass, north, south, east, west. You notice where we are. The big, beautiful forest around us with the big, huge columns around us. Almost like the Egyptian or the Roman columns, but bigger, way bigger. If we are sitting in a beautiful divine circle and the beautiful forest is around us and the columns are around us, outside of them, they're huge. And through the columns, we see the galaxies, we see the stars, we see other realms and dimensions, and you notice the shape of the columns around us. We have arrived at a council meeting to witness your resurrection of your divine path, the realignment and reconstruction of the soul, of your soul, or reclamation of your power, of your soul pieces that you gave away to other people, that were taken away by other people with or without your permission, are being reclaimed to you now. And through this reclamation, you might see it coming back like pieces of the puzzle coming back through all different dimensions, time and spaces, or particular person or experience, or a number of experiences, or perhaps you just don't know where they're coming from, but you're just reclaiming them. They could be coming back like pieces of light, or just pieces of you, or in symbols, or just we're just gonna be here with this reclaiming of you, just you, and through all the portals and time dimension spaces that you've crossed in dream states, or transporting when you've gone to sleep, or ceremonies, or anything. You're gonna pull back all the pieces of you, all the atomic cells of you, gonna pull them back and reclaim all of those parts of you. You might see them coming in through other dimensions, through these beautiful huge columns that are coming back to you. Notice the beings that are here at this council meeting, through these huge columns, through the pine forest. You may recognize some of these beings. You may not. This is the Council of Light. You are being called into service of the divine. You have been too focused on, I don't know what the right words are, on issues that are irrelevant to your actual mission on earth. And you are being reminded of that now. Let yourself receive this information. Perhaps you are receiving it as energy or light, or actually having a conversation or telepathic conversation with these beings from the council that are speaking with you now. Perhaps you are just receiving information. Perhaps it actually appears like an animal or a being in particular, or if it's just nothing or no one there and you're just receiving information, as we all sit here at this council meeting, reclaiming who you are and letting go of anything on the earth realm that is simply not relevant for your mission. You knew something big was shifting for this eclipse, and this is exactly what it is. A realignment to your true soul's mission. You are being called into a service level that your unique mission has been upgraded to align with the frequency of where human conscious evolution is currently at, and has shifted too, because the timeline shifted back in June, July, and also back in March, April, May, June. The darkness dropped out of this realm and there was a complete realignment and timeline shift, not for just this realm, but for a multi-level of realms. Almost like a cluster of realms shifted as the darkness dropped out. Today I was reminded of the 3D to 5D acceleration meditation that I channeled several years ago, and it was literally lifting us up from the 3D to 5D, and I feel like now your purpose and your mission is being realigned to this higher frequency, and all parts of your soul from the lower frequencies are being reclaimed because they were never meant to be taken or stolen. As you receive yourself back into you and your mission true. Notice how you are receiving this information, because this is your connection to your soul, to God, to the divine, re-conscious. Remember, it was never lost, it was never stolen, you just went unconscious to your connection. Now you are conscious, now you are receiving. This is about strengthening your consciousness muscle. You are a power portal. You have a gift for shifting and transforming human consciousness, and it is your divine duty and responsibility to bring your transmissions to Earth. You are here. You've been selected, but you also chose to be one of the ones who literally changes human consciousness, because you are able to translate the esoteric world. Remember, you are a gatekeeper, a portal between the physical and the spiritual realms. It is your divine duty and mission to be translating this information. If you do not, you will feel stuck, lost, confused, depressed. It is your divine responsibility, your mission on earth, and everything will right itself if you just focus on your mission. Be open to receiving the help you need to be able to bring this to earth. For those of you in transcendence, your missions apply here. You are grounded, you are stable, you are supported, you are healed, you are embodied, you are here. Feel all of you, feel your soul. Remember who you are. Remember your mission as it is brought to conscious light now. Your life will undergo a series of transformations as the full reconnection, recollection aligns to your sacred mission. There is a purpose to the pain, but the pain is your purpose. The translation: there is a higher mission. The pain becomes purposeful when the mission is clear. Purpose is painful when the mission is not clear. Let go of the earthly irrelevancies and hear your soul speak. Your vessel requires tending to. Let it heal. Let it be clear, so your mission can be heard, so you can hear. These beings, this council of light, have a crystal for you. This crystal is coded with the information to remind you of your mission, of the sacred higher purpose of why you have incarnated here today. Let yourself receive this crystal with the encodements and memories and information that only your soul can understand. There is a translation that your soul receives from the codes and information in this crystal about this higher mission. You may have experienced in the last 2 weeks, or even today, beings in our physical world making their appearances clear and strong to you. Angels or different beings that you have heard about but brushed off or not experienced before. These beings come to you with information to make their presence known that your mission is of high importance. You may have had experiences where you needed to question or look twice in your physical reality because these beings have definitely made their presence known in the physical world. This is your sign that your mission is of super importance. You already know this, but this is our dedication to helping you and being clear that you are worthy. You chose this, and we are here reminding you that you have an important mission, that you have a divine responsibility. The darkness has dropped out of this realm and the light is now moving forward. The shadow of the darkness has been transformed. The dark and the light are in perfect union and harmonic balance. There is a new resonance that lifts us to a higher frequency, but your mission must come first. Of course, earthly responsibilities, but there is something recently that you have been denying of your mission that now must come first. You take a moment to look around this Colosseum in this council meeting. Is there anything else or anyone else that has a message, wants to speak to you, or a crystal being, or anything else? And even when you look through the Colosseum, the huge Colosseum pillars, and you see the realms, you see the galaxies, you see the dimensions, you see the stars. Is there anything else that wants to come through specifically for you? The veil has been extremely thin for the last 2 weeks, and any beings that have been around have been coming through to help activate your soul memory about what you are here to do. The next 10 to 20 years are crucial for your mission, and you have anchored in a higher timeline for yourself with the choices that you have made over the last few years. You've always been on path, even though it has not felt like it. And now the real work begins. You are relevant, and any word that you say has a huge healing, deep ripple effect into people's cellular, physical body that activates their soul to anchor into that physical part of their body. You are a healer, an activator, and it is time to assume your mission. You came here for a reason, and we have been waiting for this time. You've felt time being weird. You've felt the dimensions shifting, melding. You've seen humanity going through a huge catalytic change. People talk about Atlantis collapsing, but it already has. It already is. Your soul has arrived. You are here. As you see and notice the Council of Light, the Council of 7, the Council of 12, all placing their hands on you. You feel the divine activation and you feel the love, because you've always been worthy of why you are here. You have been seeking outside guidance, validation, and love, but it is in and has always been within you, and now you are recognizing that, and so thus your power is reclaimed. Your healing, your soul is required at this time. You cannot deny this path any longer. Let yourself receive the Council of Light, their healing energy upon you, the activation, their soul remembrance, as you might feel like there's a zillion things running through your head as you remember, and the codes activating, and all the reconnection of your power, of the neural pathways, of the electrical currents and pulses that connect you to the divine universes of all that you are, reconnecting back to the oneness, the oneness that you went unconscious to, the divine light that you are the eclipse, that you are the sun, that you are the light, that you are one. You are the healing that is required. You are the purpose that life gives. You are life, and you are required. Your memory reawakens. Everything that was wiped returned to you. Your wisdom is your power. Your power is your wisdom. Your knowledge is your purpose. This beautiful crystal that was given to you, you receive that into your being. You recognize who you are and allow it to become you. If there are any last messages that the council wants to give to you, receive them now. As you take 3 deep breaths in, exhaling through the mouth, breathing deeply in. I want you to use sound out of your mouth as you exhale. Breathe deeply in. Exhale deeply out. Wow. Whatever sound wants to come out. A deep reconnection to your soul. As you notice that the beautiful council is always with you. They return back through the portals, the pillars. And our beautiful diamonds, allowing us all to reconvene in our space. As the beautiful moon shines her light. The darkness of the new moon total solar eclipse, the reflecting lights, the balance of a new era, the dawning of a new day. You have come to stay. Your mission clear, activated, and in soul tune, song tune with your soul. Healing hearts, remembering your path. Coming to light as your consciousness is bright, remembering your truth and staying clear in who you are, allowing all and else to dissipate and disappear. As you breathe in and touch your third eye, bringing your hand to your heart, gently opening your eyes, remembering your power, your truth, coming back to where you are. Opening your eyes, refinding your ground. Coming into your physical being, bringing yourself back to the room or space or wherever you're listening to this. We come back. And I'll come over. Whoops. My foot's asleep. Wake up. Waking up, coming back. I'm just gonna grab something here. That's what I was gonna grab. That was a channeling of something, and I kind of forgot that for my birthday, I received light and dark skulls. My theme, my thing as a priestess is light and dark, selenite and black obsidian, and I was given these for my 40th birthday, which were given to someone else, which will give, like, they've been passed through and they've arrived with me. And I think we received full deep channeled activation from these really powerful beings for your soul's mission. The lion beings were really strong for me, which is the lions came through. I'm so curious what was coming through for you guys. That was a really powerful activation. Did not really expect that. I knew we were doing soul retrieval and coming into so many pieces ever. Thank you for that really powerful channeling. That was really powerful. So yeah, these are pretty special. Yeah, so just gonna sit them there. Yeah, so glad you're here too, Nalina. So if you guys like to share, we can share. And it's so interesting because I've never done a ceremony where we've been and the council has been there. I was getting like, it was almost like 3 different councils. It was so interesting. It was like the Council of Light, the Council of 7, and the Council of 12. They were like the same beings, but they were different, but they were the same. Now I didn't really, and it was so amazing the place we were at. So like sitting there with the forest, which was very normal for us where we go, but it was different because then I saw those huge pillars, like the huge Colosseum pillars, and the stars, and like just the night sky stars, but through the Colosseum, like pillars, like surroundings. And we were sitting, I guess, like in the gardens in it, and the council. So for me, the Council of Light, or the council beings that had showed up, weren't actually beings. It was more just the transmissions coming through from the stars, like through those Colosseum portals. But the lion being did appear to me, the big lion. So that was very, very powerful. That was extremely powerful. That was like a really big activation. And yeah, I have a feeling that these really channeled through, took us through. Yes, it's the eclipse, but these, that was a whole different frequency that came through, channeling through the Council of Light, the Council of 7, and the Council of 12. That was a really huge, deep activation. Soul retrieval, definitely. But it was so interesting. It was like the dark has dissipated off the planet, off this realm, I should say. But it wasn't the dark has gone, it's the shadow of the dark has gone. The shadow has lost, if you may, because there's a divine balance in all things, light, dark, day, night. We know that this realm lives on that, but what has quote unquote lost, or we should say what has it actually integrated, is the dark of the dark, the shadow of the dark. That's massive. Excuse me. And also that's really the shadow of the light too, because the Luciferic influence is like the overpowering, which is the overpowering of power, which is the light. Like it's the shadow of the light too. So how freaking powerful to integrate the light and the dark. And now it's like our complete mission has like realigned. Like that's fucking next level. Did we just do that? I'm pretty sure those skulls had something to do with it, because that was a whole different frequency to any ceremony I've ever held before. And I could feel I was channeling different beings, like with what I was saying. It was pretty amazing, Amanda, but you can watch the replay. And technically, the technical peak eclipse time is still in another 6 or 7 hours. So, you know, it's like 4 or 5 a.m. our time here. So, yeah. That was a very powerful connected new moon ceremony. Yes, it was. So Danielle says, I got big energy downloads from the council and they clapped me at the end. Yes, my transcendence mission is coming to fruition. I've been working so deeply on this. Big smiles from me. I got a lot from a big bright diamond. Also deep symbolic dreams last night. Oh my God, it's the dreams and the contracts, right? That was so fucking next level. Oh my God. Raisa said, I can't believe that I coincidentally finished off work perfectly on time to be guided to spontaneously join this ceremony, and then this message and activation. Wow, I am speechless. Yeah, talk about timing. Like, oh my God. Coincidental, oh my fucking God. I love that so much, right? Like, that was like so powerful. Like those skulls, like, thank you guys for being here. They're like so alive, these beings. They are so alive, right? Like that is just, yeah, like they are just, that was next level. Whew. And I was activating something, and that's why I remembered or reconnected, recalled our transmissions. I guess they are. Our missions are transmissions, because it's our soul remembering our mission from transcendence. Because you guys are in transcendence that are here as well, because this is the final week. We're moving into the final week of transcendence next week, and this eclipse has fallen on transcendence, or transcendence fallen on. We do hold transcendence every 9 months. You guys get access to the full moon ceremonies and the eclipses and any other ceremonies during our transcendence time. So the missions that we stay in transcendence, because we're transcending reality and bringing it to earth, and our missions in transcendence are our transmission from our soul of our missions. Like, okay, I was going somewhere. Because I was sitting there and I was like activating this crystal, and really what it was is, we activate the north, south, east, west, the above and the below, and it's like this up, like, I was like doing this motion for ages, and it was like I was like creating a crystal or activating a crystal. And so, because you know how like it was like the council had given you a particular crystal, and I was activating this, but as I was doing this, I was like, oh, this is the mission activation as well from transcendence. So in transcendence, when you provide your missions and you share them with the group, or you just write them, you don't even have to share them, it's like they all go into the clear calcite crystal to be activated throughout the time, and each 9 months it's like you're building upon it. And it was like, so as I was doing it, it was like down, up, front, back, forward, like, sideways. So it's like literally like north, south, east, west, the above and the below, right? And it was sort of like this thing, and it was so freaking powerful, of like this just energy of like the crystal that, it was specifically for you guys. You all got given one, but then also was like for the missions group. That was something next level. That was a next level transmission, that one. Definitely watching it. As you know, I've been in so many. To experience something new to you sounds freaking awesome. I know, right? And by the way, who I actually got given these crystals from, these particular skull crystals, was Candy. So Candy Bowden. I always think it's Bowen, it's Bowden. So Candy actually did the Lightworker practitioner training with me back in 2005. So she's one of the original Lightworkers, and there was 4 of us that completed that whole training. Everyone sort of dropped off as they went through the levels. There was 4 of us that completed. Candy was one of them. Candy's also in Life Purpose Legacy. She was here right at the start for Life Purpose mentorship, and so she was given these crystals, or she acquired them. They were given to her from Sandy Bell, I think her name is, who's done a lot of work here on the Sunshine Coast for many, many years. And so now they've arrived in my guardianship for however long, even though they were my 40th birthday present. I'm like, I understand these journeys. So yeah, just really, really honoring and acknowledging their journey, their power, their potency, where they've come from, their transmission, because that was a next level activation that we've never done a ceremony where we've seen the council, been taken to the council, being allowed the access, the gift, the gift. Like, yeah, I think I'm going to paint what I saw with the big Colosseums, and because that was next level. Yeah, so if anyone wants to share, or if you guys are good, obviously you're going to watch the replay as well. Comment below if you've got things you want to share, or anything that you experienced. As I said, like I saw beings, but I didn't, like I said, it was more just like receiving the transmissions through those Colosseum portals that were just like, you could just see the night sky out there, with the big sort of gardens, or the big forestry that we're sitting in the center. But the Lyran being did come through really strongly. The Lyrans have been really strong for me the last couple of weeks. Oh, really important. Really want to say this too. So, oh yeah, and sorry, I just finished that little bit. So when you know, the council sort of did come through at the end, and you know how I said they put their hands all over you, like to receive them all. It was like, that was sort of like when I saw them all, but it was like, like, you know, I could feel and sense them, but it was like, it's not like I recognized who they were, but I did, but you know, and that part around like the last 2 weeks, specifically the last 2 weeks, maybe a little bit longer, maybe the last couple of months, but specifically the last 2 weeks or the last 24 hours, you have experienced, let's say, supernatural paranormal activity in the physical realm. So you know how sometimes like the angels leave feathers, or someone does, or you know, you're like, fuck, what was that thing I just saw out of the corner of my eye, or a ghost, or like you can really sense the presence of the other world or dimensional worlds. Let me know if that's been really strong for you guys, because it has for me, it has for many of my clients that I've been speaking with. And that sort of even being out of time, or time has been warped, or you've been like in different, like time is not, you're just lost for time, or like you're out, like you just, I thought it was Friday, or like, you know, that sort of a time blip, if you may. So the, here, the last 2 weeks really specifically, but really strongly for like, well, not really strongly, it's been like it's been like bits. And then in the last 2 weeks I've been down like these rabbit holes of the yowies that we call them in Australia, or Bigfoot, or the, you know, I know they've got different names in different countries, and I didn't even know Yetis and stuff. I didn't even know they were in Australia. It sounds so like, what's the word? Like I've heard of it before, but I didn't really know or think much of it. I was like, maybe I just wasn't prepared for it before now. Because it's been really strong, and I went down these Yeti rabbit holes, or actually like Yowie rabbit holes in Australia. They're called Yowie. Aboriginals have very strong connection to them, etc. But they've been really strong here, so strong that on Saturday, a couple of days ago, on my birthday party morning, we were driving out to the market, and literally this was on my driveway. It might be a little bit hard to see, but maybe I can zoom up. So if I zoom up, it's like a cross. So you can see there's been very strategically, very precisely placed like this. It's like a normal, you know, like a cross, like a normal Jesus cross, if you may. But then there's two other like things in it that have been, it's so precise. No one was around. It wasn't a party that, you know, someone would have done it, meaning like, because it was the night before, like, so the Saturday night was when I had my gathering. It was like Saturday morning that this was left on my driveway. I'm on 250 acres. No one's freaking out here. And you know, and all the signs leading up, like all this, I was like, oh my God, like, cause they leave things like this, right? And I'm like, they're communicating something, you know, and it's really strong. And I think this is a to be continued, but I really wanted to bring that to awareness, because the signs from the other world have been really strong. So I'm so curious if you've been like, you know, even if you've been dreaming lots. So I know Danielle, you said you've been having like the crazy, like, crystal clear dreams, or whatever you said there. You said really symbol dreams or something. And so, yeah, really symbolic, deep symbolic dreams. So dream states really clear, like that's the other world. The sheath's been really thin to be able to communicate and connect with our world and the other world as well. So you might have been experiencing it like that. Or this, yeah, like real world, like sheaths, like yowies and stuff. Oh, it's so like strong. Anyway, the point is that if you've been experiencing that really strongly, like this ceremony just like doubly activated that for you. But to really get your attention, that your mission is like so important. It is so important. And everything you've been worrying about today is just like, has been a distraction to your actual mission. Amanda said all of what you said, and I've literally had items appear in places I know for a fact that I had no way of getting there. A bit freaky, but cool. Yeah, so interesting, right? Because this piece, like when you, it might be a bit hard to see, but when you look at the way that it was placed on the ground, like it wasn't there the day before, the night before, but I don't know if you can see, but it looks like the grass is growing over it, right? That piece of wood there, the grass is sort of growing over it and whatever. And even that, like you can see, and Shane knows a lot more about them than I do and has had more experiences about it. It's so interesting. They've only been like making their presence known since they've been here. Anyway, but you know, he was saying that it's sort of like they live in the parallel university world. And so like that could have been there for a couple of days, but it's only appeared now when the realms shift. And it's interesting because the experiences I've been having with them in the last 2 weeks has sort of been, I'm all about time. I'm such a time fanatic. and it's been like a sort of a 3-day window that I noticed if there's something, but then it's not for another 3 days. And, you know, it's sort of like this spiral of this 3-day thing and this dimensional shift. And I'm like, oh, is this like a 3-day window of like how reality sort of comes into play or something? We know there's always a 3 trine thing. Anyway, just bits of information. So yeah, that's so interesting, Amanda, because yeah, there's so interesting at the moment, isn't it? So thank you for sharing that. Danielle says we have lots of pine hills here. Oh my God. I believe there's lots of Yetis out there, folklore, true stories. Yeah, like the stuff like, because it really began like when Shane and I went for a walk on the property probably a couple of months ago now, and I showed him the property like way down the back where I've had experiences happen. And I just thought it was like a leprechaun. Like that's how I saw it. But I don't think I was prepared consciously to have that conscious awareness of them. Like I just don't think I would have been able to handle it with everything I've been going through. And so it's just so interesting because when we were walking around, like I showed him, I was like, come in here and you go through this bush and it's this big like fairy glen near the like creek. Like it's phenomenal. Like it's this magical friggin' place. And like big clearing and it's just, you wouldn't see it from on the paddock. Do you know what I mean? Like you have to really go through the bush to see it. I don't even know how I found out originally, but obviously I was showing. And then anyway, I was sort of pointing at this tree and he turned around and he's like, oh, this is like a yowie, like the full big bent over tree structure thing that they built. And I just brushed it off. Like I was like, oh yeah. And I just obviously wasn't ready for it back then, because when I said to him, I was like, can you tell me about this like Yeti? Like I keep getting Yeti, like can you please tell me about it? He's like, Yowie. And I'm like, no, Yeti. He's like, no, the Yowie's here. And I'm like, no, anyway. And because he brought that up and he's like, I thought it was weird how you brushed it off. And I was like, oh yeah, I just don't think I would have been ready for it. So there's all these like structures down there and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, this stuff's real, you know, and I've been trying to figure out like what that meant. You know, but he that was Saturday morning, and then on Sunday we had to go to Brisbane. I was really tired from like not enough sleep from the party and stuff, and so when Dad went into shops and whatever, I just like sort of napped in the car, like I just dropped into this deep meditation. Like my vision was just like the Yowie was like giving me more information about like what the structure was, the sticks and stuff. It was just, yeah, it was really interesting. So Sean says, I'm seeing sparkling, shimmering light figures in the corner of my eye a lot. I keep finding stones with holes in them, which are meant to be linked to fairies being around protecting. Isn't it so weird? I mean, maybe it's just the eclipse veils, but remember, well, I don't know if I remember saying when or whoever said, but isn't like this, well, I don't know, isn't consciousness awakening the actual veil becoming thin, like the worlds collide, meaning the veil is thin, meaning, does that make sense? Like it's not that the worlds are colliding, because it's the veil's becoming thin, like, which is everything that I was sharing in the beginning with the Course in Miracles. And I was saying, like, it's not that you've forgotten or you've been lost or stolen, it's that you went unconscious. And so when our memory was wiped, because that's what got reactivated in that ceremony just then, our memory full came back. We became full back online. Like we got it all back, of all the things, of all the wisdom, of all the lifetimes, of all your power, of all the knowledge. Like this is what you are. And these, I can feel this channeling through now. Like these are really strong. I think that's why I started off the ceremony the way I did. I'm like, I'm sorry I didn't acknowledge before we began. I sort of put them there, and it's so funny because I'm like, I don't know what to put there this ceremony. I lit the candles, I put my beautiful flowers for my birthday, and I literally, the only thing that's there is these guys, plus an amethyst, just to, so it's like, if we really look at consciousness awakening, the world's become thin because we're seeing more, we're hearing more, we're remembering more. The veils are thin because we're just conscious now. what we were said to be crazy for all this time, talking to the angels, is now like normal for people, which I've always known. Oh my God. Sorry, but what I was saying when you were saying that, Shan, like, I meant to be linked to the fairies being around. So freaking awesome. Like, that you're even finding stuff too, and Amanda's having that, and like, oh my God. It's like, is this what, so sorry, I'm getting a lot of messages, because this is the, you know, how I was saying in there, like, you're a gatekeeper, you're a portal, you're a, you don't feel so crazy. Yes, exactly, right? This is so normal for us. It's like you're a gatekeeper, you're a portal, your mission is so important, because, and actually Shane and I were talking about this a couple months ago, because when, like, the veils are thinning, or that's what I was trying to say, is it just on the eclipse now, or is this going to be normal? Because remember, the shadows have been integrated, and so now this is in balance, which is always what we've said. As the patriarchy collapses, this is what it becomes normal. So, this is like, you know, like you, this is normal for us. And as a leader, you're guiding the lost and forsaken home. As the veils become thin and everyone's freaking out because the fairies are here and the Yowies are here, so to speak, you communicate with them, and so you're the communicator, you're the mediator between the worlds, and helping people stay sane in an insane world that's actually normal and is actually hidden from our consciousness and white. And now that the darkness has left this realm because it's integrated and they don't have power anymore, because we've reclaimed that by integrating at the darkest levels of humanity, the shadow, the throat, and we all come back to the heart, which is the reconnection back to the oneness. Fuck, this is huge. Can we just like absorb that for a minute? Because holy hell. Holy hell. Oh, it's actually a holy place. That was turned into hell, and now we're transforming it back to light. I'm freaking covered in goosebumps. Oh my God. Oh, that was incredible. Whew. Wow. Thank you for being here. That was amazing. I'm gonna just pull a card from the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. Oh my God, I knew this was gonna be deep, and I grabbed the Sacred Contracts book. I grabbed the A Course in Miracles book. I don't think I've ever used this in full moon ceremony. I think I've used A Course in Miracles a couple of times. I knew I needed to grab the Animal Magic and the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. They're quite deep, I guess deep shamanic, if you may. It is new normal. Yes, we are finally nearly there. Exactly, Amanda. Ooh, the air. So we got the air. I'm pretty sure this is the scribe as well, the air. Oh, and the king of earth. See, bringing the realms, bringing the mentality to earth, reconnecting the king of earth. Oh my God. The bottom card of the deck is the abundance. What did we say about that? Abundance dwells in him, and abundance dwells in him, and deprivation cannot cut him off from God's sustaining love from his home. From his home. The king of earth, I want to say the king of the heart. Yes, and the dragon. Yep, it is the dragon, the new beginnings. Oof. And underneath that is the father card. Oh. How about that, huh? I just want to quickly see what this is. I'm pretty sure it's the scribe, the air. It's like something to do with the knowledge and the wisdom. I just remember here. It's the two, no, not the two of air. It's the seven of air: spirituality, religion, politics, personal dogma, atheism, fundamentalism, indoctrination, kindness. There are many ways, not just your way. It's not what we believe, but how we believe. Interesting, that's the perception shift, right? Lift others up. Does what you believe make you kinder? Are you willing to lose another for your beliefs? There may be many ways, not just your way. Educate, don't indoctrinate. Seek a kind approach, moderate fundamental beliefs. So this is the thing, right? What are you willing to give up, to lose because of how and what you believe in? What does your spiritual path or personal dogma bring to your life? And this is where I think like the religion is collapsing, because they built the religion to keep the consciousness where it's at, and that's dissipating. The Jesus Christ returning is the Christ consciousness. They killed him on a cross. I know they're saying they sacrificed him. They fucking killed him because of his oneness with God. I know you guys get it. That was fucking next level powerful. Thank you so much for being here. I just feel like this needs to be shared. This is so freaking powerful. Like, that was an activation. That was a next level activation. Holy freaking camoli. And special thanks to this beautiful light and dark skulls who have graced us with their presence. They came in for my birthday. They're here in our ceremony. They're probably going to be here every ceremony. I'll see. It's always intuitive, of course, but that was definitely channeled and transmitted through them. Thank you to the Council of 7, the Council of Light, the Council of 12. I'm going to do some research about those and probably share more at some point, of course. But this is like, yeah, this was really acknowledging this. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Alina says, I totally resonate with Jesus Christ. My son looks like him. Wow. Wow. I love that. Thank you for being here. If you're watching the replay, comment below, share your experiences. I'll come in and, give you my guidance on it. Yeah, I feel like the energy and even the Yowies and the beings, the fairies and the items, just like the realms and the parallel universes and things shifting at the moment. I really feel that this is a to be continued. I'm like, is that going to close after the portal of Eclipse closes? I just don't think so this time. I feel like this is just normal now. So this has been very powerful. I thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys for our full moon ceremony in 2 weeks. I love you.